That contradicts what the witness just said in her testimony. Huh? Namely, that she took the picture the moment that she said she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
Oh, perfection though, huh?
Professional.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
If you're gonna hide a photo till the last second, at least fucking make sure you describe what it is.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor's car was cold, calculating, like a robot.
Let's keep going back to the fucking unsolved mysteries, to the dramatization. Put the words dramatization up in the top corner, you know, for legal purposes. We hired actors.
She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Murder one? I object. Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those isotoners? Oh, nice gloves. Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Back up! Jesus, getting too close, man.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
What are these new sudden, like, fucking jump scares, man? Prosecution jump scares popping out.
Premeditated murder? A serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
Hold it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? Or lunch gloves? Or, you know, I'm wearing a fancy military-style outfit, so I need some gloves to match with it type gloves?
You need to tie it up. Tie it together.
There you go.
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. Autopsies? In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder, is the only possible conclusion one can make.
Murder.
Everything was planned, and it was a premeditated crime.
Premeditated, you say?
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr.
This is bad. She's got them thinking it was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show her that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
That's the end
We're
of
doing this again. Yeah, okay. Your Honor, we would like Lana Sky to try the glove on. And if the glove don't fit... Oh, you must have quit. Very, very catchy, young man.
Must be the truth.
I'm suddenly feeling swayed by your rhythmic bars. Have you got any others in there? Okay. So they didn't enter the evidence, though.
Enter the evidence?
Gloves are not a thing that
okay.
are in there now. Even though Edgeworth mentioned them.
Oh. Mm-hmm. She was really good at her job. Not good enough to keep the job, but you know, judge is impressed. So this statement changed, huh?
Thank you very much, the Grapefruit. Appreciate the raid.
Oh, big party.
Solving crimes.
Someone's guilty. That's for sure.
And it couldn't possibly be the hot lady. It's never her. Blue Badger. Qualified immunity could. Your Honor. This is the culprit.
Cease time of death between 4 and 5:30. Loss of blood from chest wound was the cause of death.
4.5-inch single stab wound. Yeah, I don't. This is a stretch.
Yes, call it in court right now.
Hey, what are you doing?
Phoenix, what the hell? What's wrong? You look like I do during finals.
Never mind. It's nothing.
Emma slowly starting to realize that Phoenix Wright has no idea what's going on.
Okay, let's get to the... Oh, shit, hold on. Premeditated. Okay, so... let's see. Occurrence.
This must be the victim's blood.
Either that or he's rather with myself peeling an apple.
Hey, maybe he spends his weekends in the wild.
Right. Gag description. Yeah, there's no prints on the knife.
No.
Loss of blood, 1 knife wound. Within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Unknown paper. Parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Parked. Line of sight blocked from the security room. Probably going to come up later. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it back here. And...
all according to Keikaku.
Here, let me just... Okay. All right, here, let's back it up a bit. Yeah, like... okay, here. Well,
What an odd case this is.
yeah, I hope this follows the logic. Here, okay, hold on. I hope this... yeah, maybe. Music stops. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife.
What's with this case?
A bloody murder weapon? A red car? All belonging to the prosecutor there? Oh,
Whoa!
Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
Was that rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
Oh,
The crack! This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna plan a murder? You don't forget the weapon! First HP damage, right? Little hint at seeing a hit stop reaction. First blood.
order, order, order!
Great. Now the tide's turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Now hold on there, Emma. Hold on, child.
Huh?
Just sit down.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
Boo! Objection! That was lame, Your Honor. 1 on 10. What?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need to prove. Nothing else.
But then why is she lying?
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned.
Don't overuse that fucking Byakugan now. It's not going to work as well if we keep seeing it all the time.
If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing?
Ah!
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us what you saw, not what you thought.
Pretty satisfying to interrupt somebody with a hammer. Just mid-sentence. Bang!
Hey, shut it.
Start over.
Bang! How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now? Witness testimony.
Angel's deduction.
I read that too fast. I thought it said Angel's Destruction. I was like, what? Ava? Okay.
Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Objection? That has been 4 sentences of conjecture, Your Honor. Conjecture.
Like, you do know that there's the autopsy report and, like, it says 1, right? The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
We've been over this.
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
He heard that and was like, anyway.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Defense, please put a leash on that child. Make sure they don't wander too far.
Next outburst, they get a muzzle.
Cross-examination.
Angel's deduction.
Angel's destruction. Level 3 super.
Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman.
Hold it. Conjecture. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know.
That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again.
Watch me.
Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked.
Something's half-baked here, all right, and it's you.
Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office.
Inhale. Objection! If she breathed!
I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim.
Hold up. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there.
You have no proof that she didn't.
Yeah, but the burden of proof is on the fucking... on the one who makes the claim!
No. I'm not trying to hear all that.
That's not how this works! That's literally...
Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter.
Come on. You could have tried public phone first, at least.
In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office, where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim.
Uh-huh. What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
How am I supposed to know?
See, we agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty.
This judge isn't very good with metaphors. Or fucking bribery, for that matter. Or a slightly empty stomach.
The suspect has had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
But a human machine? That's a contradiction.
Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's sighs smell like citrus fuel. You can smell it from there?
You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me? And why can Emma smell objections? What the fuck, kid?
Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that.
Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people!
Judge, you should know better than that. Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know.
Miss Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, would it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Again and again and again and again and again and again.
And again and again and again and again and again. Bitch! You say she stabbed him over and over again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
It's green.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to blood loss from one stab wound.
I swear to God, Edgeworth, if you fucking update this shit. Galactica.
There's no way.
If you update this shit, you
save your meter, bro. Save your meter.
Okay.
Aha, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay, all right.
What a hunk. He's my hero, really?
Leash.
Yank.
Cut it in half. What about my objection? No one noticed?
Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. We eating good today.
Is that ketchup on rice?
Oh.
What is that red stuff?
Please, not ketchup. I always believe that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
I had ketchup on rice once as a kid. It was bad.
Yeah.
In that phase of thinking everything is good with ketchup, you make the crucial mistake.
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Omu rice? Why would I put an egg on rice? Why would I do that? I hate those things.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Okay, so part of how these cases go so long is you're allowed to revise and revise and revise every single lie. Oh my god. The ability to pick up and roll goalposts has never been like we are now 200 yards down the field. Like, okay. All right. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. Blood!
Hold on. Okay, wait, we're changing the last sentence. Yeah, okay. Her red muffler.
Yes, like a scarf.
Ah.
The chief prosecutor always wears one around her
As in
neck.
muffra. Yeah.
So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for spattered blood?
Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. That's because you're always eating.
And you've always got food in it! A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like a kindergarten sometimes. Ooh, tasty. What's that?
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound.
Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she... Yeah, okay. Alright. Yeah. Fucking... Objection! What are you talking about?
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
Ooh!
Hey, Edward, you're gonna set her off.
Edgeworth, motherfucker, stop stealing my thunder! You son of a bitch!
What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind
Oh,
when she stabbed
come
the victim.
on! He's fucking stealing all of it.
And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, you played yourself. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
And you don't care because you're still confident you can find your guilty verdict regardless. But you can do so while shitting on the witness. Playing with a handicap.
Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
By the way, you got any more testimony in that bag over there? Perhaps preheated?
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Once again, apprehending the suspect.
After the murder, The suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
Objection, Your Honor. We've established we can't trust a single thing she says. She's the least reliable witness we've ever had. Like, literally everything out of her mouth is completely questionable every time. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
Oh, she's an idiot. You're just dumb. You're insane.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
Okay. No thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain.
Man. Just seeming mature really does give you the benefit of the doubt, huh?
Yep.
You assume that there's a hamster wheel in there turning, and not absolutely nothing.
I'm an adult. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine. In high heels?
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
Rawr. Very well, then. We accept the court accepts the rawr. Apprehending the suspect.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
Hold it. So where's this partition in the floor plans?
I'm sure she means this wall next to the car.
Yeah, that's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
Like a citizen's arrest? Quickly? You were close? You bamfed through the fence then? You became liquid like T-1000 and...
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details? Like... Okay, I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. Miss Alex Mack, did you turn into liquid metal and fuse through the fence to catch the suspect? The Lunchland car was... a visitor.
She was a visitor. Thus she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here?
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course.
Huh. Parkour! Have you heard of it, Your Honor?
Parkour.
They call it free running in some places, but there's actually a philosophical difference between the two. Oh, you don't say. Tell me more.
Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
In heels.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too.
And no door to be seen.
You know, okay, former law enforcement, you might have done some training that involved, you know, climbing a fence and hopping over it, but what are we talking about here? How did Miss Sky not get away?
Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word?
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Emma. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone. Do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
Straight into a bear's mouth.
No, the court doesn't see Mrs. Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall?
That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Lana's cell phone updated in the court record.
The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18.
Back creaking over the weight of carrying these goalposts yet further down the field. We are now in the parking lot, putting up the goalposts. Okay. If they're doing a double entendre with muffler, that's pretty solid, and that makes me wonder how it works in Japanese. Right?
Like car muffler.
Car muffler versus scarf.
I see.
Does that work in any other way? You know?
I'm not sure.
It happens to work for English.
I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead.
Do you really think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies.
Your Honor, like, can we make her say it more than one time?
Out of spite.
Stenographer? We on this?
The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain-link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Let's go, Phoenix. Please, please, please be cool. You goofy goober.
The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
She made to escape. Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras.
Huh? Oh, we get it.
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum?
There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime.
It was reminiscent of a beat-em-up fighting game. Almost like they knocked it over.
But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other, "Oh, the parking lot entrance." That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run?
I'm sorry, my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
Yeah, do you care about, like, the laws of physics? Just... Okay. I saw it all. I tried to use the phone on the wall, but I had to use her cell instead. Okay, hold on, that popped up. Yeah, okay. Rugrats running.
Okay.
We moved forward quite a bit. Alrighty then. Miss Star, please show us your X-ray vision. Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
And there we go. Well, Miss Star? This is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the 4 plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of the partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What? Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's not that complicated, Your Honor. It's very simple. There's a wall. It's the most simple possible thing. It's very, very simple, Your Honor. Please keep up. I know the itis is kicking in, and it's 11:53. But I promise you, it's going somewhere good.
I usually have my person convicted, and I'm having a nap at this time, so please hurry it up.
She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about what she saw, where she saw it, the order of events. What she saw, where she saw it, the order of events. What she saw. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone.
It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical.
What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox?
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, Why would Miss Star lie like that?
Huh?
Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant?
Oh, dang, she's right.
I mean, maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone. I see no room for doubt here. You ordered the ptooey on rice, right?
What the fuck? Pre-ate watermelon?
Did you just take the watermelon seeds and put it on top of the rice?
And that sound implies spitting the watermelon seeds into the rice.
Leaving only the rind or whatever?
Hitting it with the Hawk-Tua. Ugh.
Mr. Wright, and I thought you had something there.
Ugh. One more try.
Bodied.
Really?
I see it in your eyes. You haven't learned your lesson, have you? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Or you thought you were good.
But it's not... I kind of disagree with that, but it's not the logic, so it doesn't matter. People can make up insignificant shit. The point is that you can't prove what they saw if they claim they saw it. Right? If there's a wall there and they say, this is what happened, and you go, she's lying, then that is what she's lying about. And if you go, but why would she? That's not the point. The point is that she, you still are, though. But it doesn't, it's fine. So if we're gonna follow the other two, then where she saw it would have to have been from the other side of the fence already, or the order of events. That would make sense if she crossed over. If she was already over there, yeah, I guess it would be the positioning that allowed her to see it then. So she was, yeah, already in a more guilty place. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Okay.
Pointless to lie. I see.
But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard until now points to one direction. The place Miss Star witnessed the crime from was... This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone.
No, not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember your testimony. You said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Star.
Your Honor, she just admitted to perjury.
Order! Order! Witness!
She just admitted that you bested her and caught her lie.
What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
So you see, but that exact line of logic now that failed the previous question is valid here, right? The why would she lie about that? As it doesn't defeat the but she lied, you know? So
can't be trusted.
You just shut it down, but then you leaned into it in the next sequence.
You can't trust these bento hoes.
It's the exact same question. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. Thank you! Yes! Yes, for the love of God!
For the first time.
For the first time!
For the first time.
Let's call this shit out. Please, Your Honor. Stop giving them chances. Stop letting them re-examine it. Stop letting them change the shit up and back it up. Call it the fuck out for what it is.
Perjury? Bailiff, could you bring a dictionary?
Oh my God.
And put it to the P section so I can, not look for too long.
She wouldn't risk that without good reason. And you can't just assume that if you can't think of the reason why she would lie, that therefore she didn't lie. That's dumb.
So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station, but she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? The angle of the view to the crime. The distance to the crime. The difference in lighting. The angle of the view to the crime. We save, not for the save scum, but so that I can reload without having to skip through a bunch of text if I happen to fail. Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? What do you mean?
Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have to she would have a more 3D view of the crime?
And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright? That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. The defense has failed to give the court sufficient reason to doubt the prosecution's claim. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lannis Kyle, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
It doesn't matter that you caught a lie if you can't come up with the reasoning behind it.